Okay guys, welcome to the class tests that we had on marketing and communication. I am now going to take you through the test in terms of the correct answers you should have given for each of the questions in order to get full marks. So if we start with the first question, which is what is the definition of marketing, what you need to say is that is about identifying the consumer requirements and then satisfying these requirements at a, say, profit. Remember, businesses get into marketing in order to identify the requirements of their customers, in other words, what they want, what are their needs, and then try and come up with a way of satisfying their requirements at a profit. Our next definition is communication. Now, this involves the transfer of information between two or more parties. Now, as we know, and you have to say this, it can be either oral, that's like speaking, or visual, which means obviously using your eyes. Now, third question asks us to match the definitions together. So, let's have a look. Sorry. Number 1, a target market. Well, we know a target market is about the people who we expect to become our customers, the people we are targeting our product or service at. For example, Smith's target market for toys would probably, most likely, be children. So target market would be B. Next, marketing mix. It is the 4 P's in that order: product, price, place, and promotion. So that's D. And finally, desk research is the opposite of field research. Desk research, like secondary and primary research, but this will be secondary, is a gathering of information from existing sources, looking up previously done data and using it as part of your statistics. So that would be A. Whereas field research, which isn't listed in this list, would be going out yourself into the field, gathering information from primary sources. Okay, so the next question asks you to explain market research. And you know from our definitions in class that market research is about collecting information, and then using it to make the business decisions. Obviously, research, going out, collecting information, and using it to make decisions. The 2 types that we learn in class are desk and field. Now, 2 reasons why a business would advertise their goods. Now, we had a list in class that was on one of the slides that you had to go over, which we discussed as well. And these reasons could be, for example, to inform your target market or your audience about your product, give information about it. Secondly, persuade. This is choose us over the competition. Thirdly, compete or be competitive. Make the switch. You might see a lot of phone companies do this. Then there's generic. The industry itself promoting the product. For example, milk. It's good for your calcium. And you can also talk about increasing market share and increase of sales. Now, remember, you're being asked to explain 2 reasons. So make sure you explain why inform, persuade, compete, a generic advertisement, or increasing shares or sales in the market are important for businesses. And we have the slides there to back up this information from class. Okay, and the next question asks us to list 2 benefits of effective communication. So we know from our notes in class that there are 5 or 6 that we've discussed. You could say something like, well, number 1, the workers. Well, they'll be happy. And the reasons is they feel involved. Secondly, there'll be no strikes. And this is because problems, well, they're identified soon or early, because people are talking to each other. Next, you could say that they'll have a good name in the public. The reason for this is that the info or information is available. People know about the company. Now, you could also say that the company itself will be more successful because the stakeholders, there'll be a healthy relationship there because people are talking to one another, or the plans in a business can be achieved because the information is obtainable by everyone involved in making the business successful. Now, the next question asks you to write out the marketing mix in detail using a product or service of your choice. So what you do here to answer this question properly is, firstly, you would say your product. Now, this is up to you, but imagine the one from class was Easter eggs. Now, first things first, the 4 P's. Well, we know they are product, price, place, and promotion. Product, price, place, promotion. We have looked at this in detail in class. So when you're talking about the product, name it. We've seen above that it's Easter eggs. The price, you need to look at, is it going to be fixed or bundle? What price you are going to sell it at. So if your Easter eggs say €5 or whatever, so it's €5, etc. And mention your channel of distribution, because remember, at each stage of the channel of distribution, the more stages it goes through, the more expensive it can become. So essentially what you need to do when you're answering this question as a 20-mark question is mix your theory with your example, with your Easter eggs, saying it's a normal Easter egg, so it'll be a bundle 3 for €5 in the shop. It'll go manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer, the traditional channel distribution for this product or service. You would say if it was a customized Easter egg with someone's name on it, it could be a fixed €20 price. It's going straight from the manufacturer to the consumer because it's customized, and this might also be a bit more expensive. So whichever way the particular product or service is suited towards that element of the marketing mix, that's how you have to word it. Now, next is place. So that's really where you're going to sell. So you're going to link your channel again, link your channel distribution with the manufacturers to the retailers, or the manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer, or whatever. And also how it would be the best place to reach consumers. So I'm just running out of a bit of space here. So the best place to reach consumers. So again, if it's a normal Easter egg, it would probably be a retailer. If it's a customized Easter egg, it might be direct delivery. It's really up to you, depending on what product or service that you choose. Remember, from class and from our notes in class, sorry, I just moved this up, we had looked at the Easter eggs in detail, and it's in the class notes section of this particular topic about what you would write for this particular example. And finally, you have promotion. Here you look at how will customers know about it. So what promotional method, in other words. You will look at your strategy. Example, like leaflets through the door saying we sell 3 for €5. We will customise an Easter egg for you. Is there going to be an after sale service? That could be, if it's a customised product, it could be what did you like, what did you not like? Is there going to be a like and share element as well on Facebook? There's so many promotional techniques that are specific to certain products or services that you could pick. So, to recap, on this particular question, make sure you write out the 4 P's after you've chosen your product or service, which are product, price, place and promotion. And you give a little bit of theory on each of the 4 P's and incorporate your example as part of the solution to this particular question. We have a very good example from our notes in class, which is available in the notes section of this topic on the website. Okay, and the last question in this particular part of the exam was to write a letter. Now, in the question, we are told that Hugh Smith from 8th Lane, Farnham, County Dublin, is seeking to start up his own exporting business of cased wine and is looking to speak to Mark Jones, a business consultant with an address of 18 The Meadow, Streetville, County Kilkenny, about this. He would like to ask Mark the following: the cost of 40 cases of wine at €10.33 per case, the benefits of a shop steward will give to his employees, and 2 benefits of exports to a country. Now, you are going to be Hugh here, the business consultant, and what you are going to do is you're going to write the response to Hugh. As you are Mark, you're writing the response to Hugh based on the questions that Hugh is asking Mark. So, we have already got 3 examples of this in the communication section of the website, where it says letter and report writing, about what exactly you need to do. So what I'll do is, instead of doing the letter, because we would have done this in class again, I will just talk to you about how you should structure this particular letter. Now, first thing you start off with, on the top right hand corner, is your address. So you are Mark, so it's the 18 The Meadow address. So you are going to be 18 The Meadow. Sorry, that should all be on one line. Streetville, County Kilkenny. Next, on the left hand side, it will be Hugh's address, which is the 8 The Lane, underneath with Farnham, County Dublin. Next, you'll put your date. So whatever date you are putting the letters, you could use today's date or whatever. Now, underneath date, you'll put in RE, and that's essentially what the letter is about. In this situation, it is advice on setting up your own export company. That is exactly what he was looking at from Mark. He's looking for advice in setting up his own exporting company. So, you would then say, Dear Hugh, and similar to the ones we have, the 3 examples we have from class, next line would simply be, thank you for getting in touch. Please see the advice that follows. So it's really a thank you. I'll just have a ... similar to the ones we have on the website as well. Thank you for getting in touch. Now, you then will do what I'll call the body. So everything else is a skeleton. We'll call this part the body of the letter. So you say something like, in relation to your questions or whatever, the first thing, the 40 cases of wine at €10.33. If you do that on your calculator, 40 multiplied by 10.33, the first thing you will tell him that the cost of this will be 413.20. So, the first thing that he was looking for, if you look above here, the cost of 40 cases of wine at 10.33 per case is 413.20. So 40 by 10.33. So that's the first theory thing. So I'll just tick that off there. Now, the next thing that you're asked is to give the benefits a shop steward will give to his employees. Now, usually you will not just give one benefit. It says the benefits, remember. So if you maybe lost a mark there, this is where the mark would have gone. Two benefits a shop steward can give. Well, I'm just going to say represent. They represent workers. They collect fees. Sorry. There's just someone there to speak to if you have a problem. So as you can see there's three straight away. Someone to speak to, sorry, just writing there. So, in your relation to your question, about the benefits of the shop steward, some benefits would be they represent the workers in meetings with the unions, they collect your union fees, and if you have a problem, they're someone to speak to. So there you're given first-hand information about how shop steward can benefit employees in the workplace. And then lastly, you are asked two exporting benefits to a country. So they could be things like you can expand in new markets. That's obviously good for money. So I'll just say euro and up. So it allows you to expand in new markets. Sorry. So your euro will go up. And also, it will grow your brand name. Your product will now, your product will now be recognised not just in your home country, but in other countries. It's also more choice as well in the market. Your product has gone up against other products. So there's more consumer choice there. So there's various different ways in which exports can benefit. So expand into new markets, which obviously will increase your selling potential and your profits. You grow your brand name in new markets, and then as well increase consumer choice as your product is now out in the market against competition. So if I go back up here, I've answered the benefits the shop steward will give to his employees. I've answered two benefits exports to a country. That's the questions that Hugh wants to ask Mark, and you are Mark now, and you've answered them for him. So all you would do now is simply say finish your letter if you require, same as what we've structured in class and we've done in class, any further assistance, just you know, if you find any further assistance, please don't hesitate to contact me. Then sign off. Kind regards at the bottom of the letter, like the ones we've done in class. Kind regards, Mark Jones, business consultant. Now, this has just simply been a rough kind of talk through of the letter. Obviously, the structure, which is very, very important, has to follow what we have done, the three examples that we've done in class, the three examples that are done for you in class. But this is essentially the logic. You have the skeleton, and then you have this body element, which is in blue. The question, in terms of what's been asked of you, the blue part, might change from time to time, but the logic of everything else never will. And therefore, if you learn this, you will be perfectly fine and well coped to answer this question. So guys, that takes you through the marketing and communications exam from class. Please go over very, very carefully.